Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. Today I'm going to be telling you guys how I studied through nursing school and also how I take my notes because those go basically side by side. This is actually my second time filming this video because my first time I filmed it, everything looked good, I edited it, I had it all ready to upload, and I must have tried like 50 times and the file was corrupted or something, so it's literally still sitting on my computer and I just can't upload it, and it's the most frustrating thing ever. So I was like, I want to actually explain what I did. This video was also requested by a subscriber, so I'm like, I really want to get this content out, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna refilm it, and that's what I'm doing today. If y'all see me like playing with my hair a little bit, that is because I just don't like it. I curled it because I was like tired of the straight look, but I just don't like how it looks right now. So if you see me playing with it, then that's why. I suggest that you go grab yourself some coffee, grab yourself some tea, grab yourself some snacks. I got my comfy blanket on my lap because I know I'm gonna be here for a while. We're about to be getting into the tea. So if you guys see me looking down, this is my YouTube notebook. This is literally what I use to jot down all of my video ideas and stuff, so I'm reading from here. And then I also have my phone because some stuff is on my phone in case you see me looking down. I thought I would start this video off just kind of explaining who I am, where I go to school, and how far along I am in nursing school for some of you who are just joining me. Obviously, my name is Kennedy. I'm 20. I go to school here in New Jersey, and I am currently in my first year and my first semester of nursing school. I also decided to put my grades up here for you guys and share with y'all my grades because I always really appreciate when people do that for me, so I understand like when they're studying, okay, but what grades are you getting? I feel like my grades have been really hard to achieve, but also very attainable. I wanted to share them with you guys so you can see like what I'm talking about and just to not be stingy. I'm gonna have them up on the screen, but I'm also gonna read them from my phone as well. All of our grades came from exams. We didn't have any grades come from assignments. We didn't have any grades come from lab checkoff. Those were all pass fail. We did have a lot of assignments and we did have checkoffs every single week. Those are just pass fail. So you can see here on this page, it starts off by 2 lab exams. So lab exam 1, I got an 80. Lab exam 2, I got a 92. Theory exam 1, 82. Exam 2, 80. Exam 3, 84. Exam 4, 96. Exam 5, 80. In my program, you need a 78 to pass. There's no type of remediation, like you're done. So it's definitely very stressful to like keep your head above water and maintain like above a 78. I did it, I'm still here, and if I'm still here, you most definitely can be too. So I've broken this part of the video into a series of steps. Like I said, because my program was literally so heavily test oriented, I studied for exams. That was my study strategy. So the first thing that I always do before I even begin studying whatsoever, I take a look at the study guide, and I looked at what everything was, and I liked color coding my study guides. That helped me identify where they were in the chapter, but I color coded them based on the units and based on the chapters they were. I did go into my planner and I just put down what I would do each day to basically reach my goal. I would always put check boxes next to my planner objectives to feel accomplished. Like once I did something, check it off, it's done, moving on to the next thing. So step 2, after I looked at the study guide and I put stuff in my planner, I identified the key points and chapters to study. This is basically when I went through my textbook and I would find out this topic that they're talking about is on this page, this topic that they're talking about is on this page, and that's really when I start getting myself familiar with the chapter. Step 3 is when I first actually listened to the PowerPoint. Our schoolwork this semester is we unfortunately did not get Zoom lectures. Our professors just didn't do them. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. All of our lectures were pre-recorded and posted on Canvas for us. We had the opportunity to go back and reread them and re-listen to them or whatever, so that was a good thing. So it's at this point that I go to the PowerPoints that correspond with like the topic of the test. I just listen through them to familiarize myself with the subject that we're going to be studying. While I'm listening along with the PowerPoint, I'm actually following along with the textbook. Usually my professors were pretty good at putting page numbers in the PowerPoint that correspond with where we can find the information in the text. So it's here that I'm going through my textbook, I'm listening to what they're saying, I'm learning what's like important points that I really need to study, and I'm going along with my highlighter and I'm highlighting everything that they're saying in my textbook. This step is a really important step for me. Regarding notes, just because I haven't mentioned that yet, I haven't started taking any notes. This is really all about me learning the information. The highlighting at this point is basically kind of my note taking. I will go back and do notes and I'll tell y'all about that in the next step. But for right now, it's really just me listening to the PowerPoint, getting the information down, understanding what it is they want us to learn. So the next step is really when I go in and take notes. In my particular textbook, there are these blue letter words. They're basically words that are highlighted in blue, and they're always all over my exam. So this is where my note taking really comes into play. I'll start writing out all the blue letter words and writing out the key points from the chapter boxes. This is really what helps me to also start to understand the information, because when I write something, like, I get it pretty quickly. It just like sticks. But this is when I'm really going through and I'm writing. This step like really helps. So next I go back into the PowerPoint for a second time and I'm re-listening to it. And this time I'm going through with the textbook, but not only the textbook, with my notes on the blue letter words. And this is really when stuff really starts to stick in my head, because I've already seen it a couple times at this point and I'm kind of understanding what they're talking about. So here I'm just re-listening, I'm re-getting information, I'm making sure that it's stuck in my head. I'm also jotting down extra notes or extra things that I noticed that I didn't pick up the first time in my notes. And finally, I'm into creating my actual study guide. My study guides are always like 30 to 35 pages long. They take me forever, probably a good 4 days to complete. But by the time I make my study guides, I basically know the information already, so it's not too hard for me to put in all the info. So my camera shut off because it was overheating, so if this angle is different, I'm sorry, but that's why. But my study guides were always long. I have a group of like really close friends. It's like the core 3 of us and then a few others, but we would always share our study guides, and their study guides were always like 30 pages long, so it was like we would have like 90 pages of material to look through. The study guides really helped, because like all the information that we needed to know was condensed in one place, but still they took forever. So after the study guide is made and everything, this is when I will print it out. And after it's printed out, I go through and I read it along with the book again. I also highlighted my study guide. This is when it'll get written on, it'll get highlighted, just because there's extra stuff from the book I didn't put in there. This just helps me make sure that I really got everything and I put everything in there. And now by this time, I have probably like 2 or 3 days left before my exam. So this is the point in time where I am practice test heavy. There's 2 that I like to use. The first one is called Evolve. It's basically from the publishers of our book, Elsevier, but we have the access code that we're able to go into and do these practice quizzes with. So that's the first one. And then the second one is ATI. That's basically what every nursing student uses as extra study material, and they have your own quizzes that you can perfectly formulate yourself to whatever topic you want. So I always go through those. I'm doing practice quizzes straight, probably like 50 to 100 questions a day for 2 or 3 days. What me and my friends noticed too was that they will literally take questions from those practice exams and put them on the test. So I'm over here like, yep, like I'm literally taking all of them, because I'm like, I know I'm gonna see some on the test. So so that's basically it for like the core mechanics of like what I do and how I study basically. If you guys are wondering, no, our exams are not proctored, which is honestly kind of crazy to me. Well, obviously if people cheat, it's on them, but me and my friends don't, because it's like we are smart and we're not always gonna be online. We need to know how to actually pass nursing. Now I decided just to give you guys some key points as to what really like helped me like focus, helped me get good grades, helped me maintain my average, and just helped me get through this semester. The first one that I want to talk about is definitely music. Music helped me study so much. And the actual playlist I use is this lo-fi, I think it's like lo-fi hip-hop beats or something on Spotify. I had actually seen it in a TikTok. This girl was in med school and she like used it for like everything, and she was like, it's something about the frequency and the sound of this playlist, but it just hits the spot. That was like the only playlist that I studied to like the whole entire semester. As I started approaching Christmas time and I started to feel a little festive, I listened to this other one, which I'll also put on the screen. The key is like none of this has any words in it, none of it has any like singing, it's literally just instrumentals. But yeah, this music like really helped me like sit down and focus and be able to sit on my desk for 4 or 5 hours at a time and get some work done. The next point I wanted to make was my study breaks. I most definitely had study breaks. How I would work is I would do 2 hours on, 1 hour off. That may sound like a lot for some people, but after those 2 hours, it's 2 intense hours. Like I put my phone on the other side of the room, like I'm not doing anything else but staring at my book or staring at a PowerPoint. So after those 2 hours, I'm just done. Like I'm clocked out, and I'm literally feel like I'm clocked out for the day. So when I take that 1 hour of rest, by the time I come back, I feel like superwoman. Like I literally feel like I'm ready to crush that textbook or that PowerPoint. And then like I said, putting your phone like really far away, telling like people that communicate like, listen, I'm gonna be on my phone for a little bit because I'm studying. That really helps a lot because it's like no distraction. Definitely pay attention to your planner because you did your planner for a reason, and there's just so much work to get done while you're in nursing school. It can be super overwhelming. So having a planner, making sure that you go through that and you stick to it really helped me. And then finally, I would say as much as you can, I know it's really hard during a pandemic, but find your people. I was so blessed, like literally so blessed to have found 2 really close friends who have helped me so much. I can just tell that they're gonna be forever friends because we just bonded over something literally so stressful and so life-altering as nursing school. I was in this big group chat with like 90 people, and I texted there, I was like, okay, this is on GroupMe. Like I don't really be on GroupMe. I be on Instagram, so if anybody wants to follow me on Instagram and join my group chat, just drop your usernames and I'll add you. So I ended up making that, and there was about 30 of us in that chat, but a couple of us just broke away and started talking individually, and they really became really close friends of mine. Just having that support of people that I could like lean on just so I don't feel so alone, that helps so much because that was a lot. So basically my key points. I have a lot more to say about nursing school. I'm trying not to make this video too long. I really don't want y'all to be here all day. If you guys want a video of me like recapping how my first semester went, what exactly it was like, and like all that kind of stuff, just let me know and I would be happy to do it. Especially for those of you who are watching my videos and like are just starting out, either you're in your prereqs or like you're just about to go into your first semester. Like it's just a lot I wish I knew before I started. Anyways, I think that's it for this video. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop a comment. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope everyone stays safe and has a wonderful holiday season, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.